Hi, big kids. It's Jennifer, and I'm here to read you a new rest time story. So find somewhere cozy to sit and someone warm to nestle up against, and we will get ready to begin. Are you ready? Here we go. This is called The Man Who Didn't Wash His Dishes. And the woman that wrote the story is named Phyllis Krasovsky. There once was a man who lived alone in a little house on the edge of a town. He didn't have any wife or children, so he always cooked his own supper, cleaned the house by himself, and made his own bed. One night, he came home hungrier than usual, so he made himself a big supper. It was a very good supper. He liked to cook and could make good things to eat. But there was so much of it that he grew very tired by the time he'd finished. He just sat back in his chair as full as he could be and decided he'd leave the dishes till the next night, and then he'd wash them all at once. But the next night he was twice as hungry, so he cooked twice as big a supper and took twice as long to eat it, and was twice as tired by the time he'd finished. So he left those dishes in the sink too. Well, as the days went by, he got hungrier and more tired, and so he never washed his dishes. After a while, there were so many dirty dishes that they didn't all fit in the sink. So he began to pile them on the table. Soon the table was so full that he began to put them on his bookshelves. And when they were full, he put them just everywhere he could find an empty place. Soon he had them all piled on the floor too. In fact, the floor got to be so full of dishes that he had a hard time getting into his house at night. They were even piled against the door. Then, one night, he looked in his closet and found that there wasn't one clean dish left. He was hungry enough to eat out of anything. So guess what, big kids? He ate out of the soap dish from the bathroom. It was too dirty for him to use again the next night. So he used one of a dirty ashtray. Pretty soon he had used up all of those trays. Then he ate out of some clean flower pots he found down the cellar. When they were all used up, he ate out of his candy dishes. And, you're not going to believe this, big kids, but he drank water from the flower vases. Well, he used up everything, finally. Even the pots he cooked his food in, and he didn't know what to do. He was so unhappy. His whole house was full of dirty dishes, and dirty flower pots, and dirty candy dishes, and dirty pots, and a dirty soap dish. He couldn't even find his books, or his alarm clock, or even his bed anymore. He couldn't sit down to think, because even his chairs were filled with dishes, and he couldn't find the sink, so he could even wash them. But then, all of a sudden, it began to rain, and the man got an idea. He drove his big truck around to the side of the house and piled all the dishes and all the vases and all the flower pots and all the candy dishes and the soap dish on it, and he drove the truck out into the rain. The rain fell on everything, and soon they were clean again. The rain had washed them. Then the man carried everything back into the house again. He put the dishes in the dish closet, the pots in the pot closet, the candy dishes on the shelves, the ashtray on the table, the flower pots in the cellar, the vases where the vases go, and the soap dish in the bathroom. He was so very tired after carrying everything back and putting it away that he decided that from then on he would always wash his dishes just as soon as he had finished his supper. The next night, when he came home, he cooked his supper, and when he had finished eating, he washed the dishes and put them right away. He did this every night after that, too. He is very happy now. He can find his chairs, and he can find his alarm clock, and he can find his bed. It is easy for him to get into his house, too, because there are no more dishes piled on the floor or anywhere. What a story, right, big kids? Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will talk to you again next week.